behind this video. My name is Isisa and I have been a very bad gay. There is a lot of queer content that I have not seen. Now there is some content that I have seen and now people have some things to say about that content. And that is what is happening today. Today I am going to be reacting to the straightening of Chandler Bing. I mean, what can I say? I was alive in the 2000s and that's when reruns of that show played on my local TV. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I have seen every season. I don't think I have missed any of the episodes. And yeah, so I can sort of think where they're going with it. Because yeah, I do remember in the first episode there is some comments about it. But yeah, without anything to add, I'm just gonna watch it. That's why I'm here.
So Chandler looks gay, huh?
Chandler Bing, lovable loser or gay best friend? Long before he wound up with Monica, sorry, spoiler alert, the show Friends considered making Chandler the most prominent gay character in television history. Until they decided to straighten him out.
Sometimes I wish I was a lesbian.
Same.
I'm Matt Baum, I make videos about queer pop culture milestones, and this time we're looking at just how close Friends came to making Chandler gay, and whether that would have been a triumph or a huge mess.
Ooh, Chandler's home!
If you're not familiar with Friends, how? It was one of the most popular TV shows in history. And not only was Friends super popular and beloved and influential, it spawned an entire new genre of hairstyle. It was also a lot less shy than other shows of the mid-90s about doing gay episodes. It even has a very nice lesbian couple who appear throughout the show's run. And Friends featured one of the first same-sex weddings on primetime television, with a cameo by Newt Gingrich's lesbian sister.
Oh my God. Now I've seen everything.
And an episode from season 1 featured this, possibly my favorite line reading of the entire series.
There's Father's Day, there's Mother's Day, there's no Lesbian Lover Day.
Every day is Lesbian Lover Day!
Alright, put that on a t-shirt. Also, a quick queer side note here. The show was originally called Friends Like Us, but NBC shortened the title because that was too close to another show that premiered a few months earlier, These Friends of Mine, which was later retitled to Ellen. That was just a little foreshadowing for later. Anyway, here's Friends star Matthew Perry, who played the character of Chandler. He's smart, he's funny, he's sarcastic, he's unlucky in love, he's well dressed by the standards of the time. Look, I swear, this is just how we all dressed back then. He was also believed to be totally gay, both by the characters on the show.
I love the outing yourself. I truly love that. I do not want to think about it. Okay, I'm thinking about it now.
I want to show you what happens in one particular episode. Season 1, Episode 8, first aired in November of 1994. It starts with one of Chandler's coworkers trying to set him up on a date.
Do you want a date Saturday?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
He's funny.
He's a he?
As soon as they realize what's going on here, they're both mortified.
Okay, I'm just gonna go flush myself down the toilet now. Okay, bye-bye.
This scene by itself is pretty groundbreaking. Remember, at this point, sitcoms almost never had any gay storylines. And for Friends to stick its neck out and tackle this topic so early in its run, the 8th episode, it's pretty bold, but not too bold. Chandler goes to his friends and asks if they ever thought he was gay, or at least if they ever thought he was something. Just to give you a sense of how uncomfortable TV was with gay characters at the time, nobody in the scene ever utters the word gay. They just refer to it as that and it.
Can you believe she actually thought that?
Yeah.
In fact, they all thought he was that.
Any of the rest of you guys think that when you first met me?
I did. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Now Chandler's even more upset. To quote Oscar Wilde, to be mistaken as gay by Shelley in data entry may be regarded as a misfortune, but to be thought of as that by your trendy Manhattan friends feels like a crisis.
Crisis.
Let's take a peek behind the scenes at how Chandler got made. Friends was created by Marta Kaufman and David Crane. Crane is gay, and early in the development of the show, he said that he entertained the possibility that Chandler could be gay. There's even little hints of that plan in the pilot episode. Here's one of the character's very first lines.
Sometimes I wish I was a lesbian.
And Crane says that little vestiges of the gay plan are still in the pilot, like this line at the end when Chandler's describing a gayish dream.
I'm in Las Vegas. I'm Liza Minnelli.
Oh boy, how I wish I could have seen Matthew Perry's Liza impression.
Well, a faucet.
I didn't appreciate that back when I saw the show as much as I can now.
Wasn't the end of it. Instead of having the character be gay, they decided to just have everyone think he's gay.
What is it about me?
Because you're smart, you're funny. You have a quality.
Yes, right?
Oh, equality, good, because I was worried you guys were going to be vague about this.
And vague is exactly what the show was going for when it came to Chandler's quality. According to one of their writers, Adam Chase, Marta Kaufman and David Crane told everyone to lose the gay storylines, but keep the gay jokes. Their instructions were, and I quote, "Write it gay and play it straight." And audiences noticed. Oh boy, did they notice. There are so many articles.
Write it gay and play it straight.
No, he's not gay, really, I promise. Entertainment Weekly had a whole column about him with the headline simply, "Out?" Even other members of the cast thought that Chandler was gay at first.
The script, I thought Chandler, oh, so he's the gay character. That's the gay character. And then Matthew, oh, he's not gay at all. He's doing it, but the character's not gay. How is he doing that?
Yes, how is the heterosexual acting so convincingly heterosexual? Truly, it's a gift, must be method acting.
Just like going for it. For the crowd.
Live skit from 1997, and bear with me on this one because the humor is fascinatingly weird. The skit is a parody of Friends, and the first weird detail is that Matthew Perry plays the Joey character instead of playing the Chandler character. The second weird detail is that the Chandler character is played by Colin Quinn, and the joke of the skit, and this is the whole joke, is that Colin Quinn plays Chandler with an exaggerated femme affectation.
Oh my stars, it's a wonder I simply didn't faint dead away. Heavens to Betsy!
I honestly can't tell if I should be offended by this delivery. I think it's supposed to be a mocking stereotype.
I don't know what that was, but
When things gay people sound.
I don't know.
So if he's trying to do gay, he's just missing. Unless what he's going for is celebrated gay icon Snagglepuss?
Heavens to Murgatroyd!
Anyway, as the skit goes on, Matthew Perry pretends to get annoyed about Colin Quinn's impression. He thinks it's too gay.
I don't play Chandler like some big gay foppish guy.
And this is where the skit truly blasts off to another planet. Colin Quinn says that he wasn't trying to act gay at all. He was actually basing his impression off of character actors like Edward Everett Horton. This is a reference that seems like it was written exclusively for me, and it is maybe the only funny joke in the entire sketch, because Horton was an actor in the 1930s who made an entire career out of playing coded gay characters.
I can watch that.
No, I'm not the marrying type. I like to take my fun and leave it. Nice suit.
I could watch some of that. I don't know, just saying.
To Saturday Night Live and Friends, the skit ends with Matthew Perry deciding that he will play Chandler as gay from now on, and here's what that looks like.
Joey, be a dear and fetch me my shawl. I'm rather chilly.
End of sketch. I think I like it because it's such a weird misunderstanding of gay. I guess straight people thought gays have a lot of shawls, like a babushka?
That, but I think they also thought he was foreign? English?
Anyway, this is just one of many occasions in which it was clear that everybody noticed there was something queer-ish about Chandler. Write it gay, play it straight. Or, getting back to that season 1 episode of Friends, a certain quality. And I think there's a particular reason that so many viewers picked up on that. There was almost no recurring queer character on American network primetime sitcoms in the early 90s, aside from the occasional guest. One of the only times network sitcoms ever had queer characters was on very special episodes, virtually never in the main cast.
No wonder now people, they think that they cannot get rid of us because, we appear everywhere. I mean, yeah, we were just not there before. Or we were the joke.
Service, the 1992 presidential election centered a lot of attention on the HIV epidemic. There was a queer march on Washington in 1993. Americans were starting to realize that gay people are everywhere. They could be your coworkers, they could be your family, they could be your friends, they could even be on Friends.
I think I'm gay.
Yeah, you know, people ask me that about you, too.
Yeah, because I'm single, I'm thin, and I'm neat.
Was that? No, that was an otter. Not a twink. That was not a twink. In the 80s? No, that was not a twink. We know that was not a twink. Yeah, that was an otter.
And Chandler's insulted that she wasn't planning to set him up with the office hottie, Brian.
Well, I think Brian's a little out of your league.
You don't think I could get a Brian? Because I could get a Brian. I'm really not.
Write it gay, play it straight. But if Chandler had been gay, if they wrote it gay and played it gay, would the show have been funnier? Would that have let them tell better stories? Well, let's take a look at what happens next in this episode. At this point, Chandler is running out of people to tell that he is heterosexual. He winds up at a funeral for sitcom plot-related reasons, and he tries to hit on a woman. But he's interrupted by his friend Ross, who, for other sitcom plot-related reasons, has taken painkillers, which has loosened him up.
Now listen, man, if you want to be gay, be gay.
You were right.
I have had that same conversation being said to me, so...
To the punchline in the first scene with his coworker, and the scene with his friends, and the other scene with the coworker, that joke, it's just funny for someone to be gay, seems to be the only gay joke that Friends wants to tell. And not just in this one episode. A few seasons later, when Ross and Rachel are interviewing nannies and one of them is a very sensitive man, here's that joke again.
Are you gay?
That was the joke.
It would be funny if someone was gay. And that's it. It's basically the same gag as that SNL skit. Yeah. I should also mention, there's a multi-episode storyline with Chandler's parent that's a bit more complex, both good and bad. That's a topic for another video. But those jokes also tend to be pretty one-note. Just, wouldn't it be funny if someone was queer? And what's weird about this is that there are a lot of good jokes to tell about being queer. Homosexuality can be funny. Queer comics were telling good jokes about being queer at the same time that Friends was on. For example, here's gay comic Bob Smith.
Then my mother says to me, Bob, you're gay. Are you seeing a psychiatrist? I said, no, I'm seeing a lieutenant in the Navy.
And Scott Thompson on Kids in the Hall.
Americans know as much about Canada as straight people do about gays.
Okay.
But Friends even seems to go out of its way to avoid any other gay joke. In the final scene, Chandler finally tracks down a homosexual to insist to that he's straight.
I don't know what Shelley told you about me, but, I'm not. I know, that's what I told her.
He's relieved that finally someone believes him, and then they have this exchange.
You can tell? Pretty much, most of the time. We have a kind of radar.
Now this is a small thing, but why would he say radar and not gaydar? It's not a witty joke, but it's right there. I can't imagine how they missed it. But what they didn't miss is throwing in one more he's gay joke at the very end. After Chandler's been reassured that he's not on anyone's gay radar, he's left by himself to mutter angrily that nobody tried to set him up with hot Brian.
If I wanted to get a Brian, I could get a Brian. Hey, Brian.
It's a good gag, but the writers just keep telling the same joke and missing others. It would have been a huge milestone if the creators of Friends had gone ahead and made one of the friends gay. It was such a popular show. If it could compel millions of Americans to change their hairstyles, imagine what it might have done to public attitudes about homosexuality. But ultimately, I just don't know if they could have pulled it off.
We would be too powerful. No.
Maybe just go ahead and stick to what you know. And by the way, this episode isn't the last time that Friends goes to the queer well. Like I mentioned, they showed one of TV's first lesbian weddings. That was a huge, huge deal. If there's other episodes of Friends that you think I should cover, let me know in the comments.
So that was the video. It was amazing by Matt. Thank you, Matt. I mean, I just found your YouTube video and I watched it. So thank you for putting it out there. I actually do remember, a lot of those jokes in Friends. And at the moment I think that's what was out there. So we were like, okay. I mean, I know not everybody was, but things have changed a lot since then, but also that's the interesting thing. Like, there has also been so much more representation way before then. I mean, I have seen Paris Burning, so I mean that by itself is so much more than what they did there. Yeah, it would be cute if they would have had like one of the main ones be gay back then. So that was interesting to watch. If you saw anything that you liked, if you want to say anything about the jokes, if you also remember watching them, go ahead and interact with the content. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Thank you. Bye.